So tonight we're gonna be playing on the truly Bedrock server, of course, and we're gonna be wrapping up the sugarcane farm that we built in today's episode over on YouTube, while also probably building up a cactus farm as well, and then maybe even some other stuff, because I don't think a cactus farm will take too long. Question is, how much cactus do we want? The answer is all of it. So that was an easy problem to solve right there. So this is the sugarcane farm. That over there is the bamboo farm. And then Cactus Farm is going to be going, I think, over there. All the cactus. Exactly. What do we need the cactus for? Dye, probably. We'll find a problem that requires a lot of cactus once we have the cactus. That's how we're doing this. Obviously, that's, you work backwards. You start with a solution and then find a problem. That's usually how we like to do things. It's a good way of building a base, I think. I think it's gonna go great. You need to build... Why do you need a cactus farm? There is no reason for you to build a cactus farm. There's a reason for me to build a cactus farm, and that is I need more farms in the base. Cactus cannon, obviously. You know what? There was actually a little scene in the Minecraft movie where they shot cactus out of a dispenser, and it, like, stuck to mobs and, like, attacked the people and stuff. And I think that would be pretty fun. Like, they should add that to vanilla. That would be great. 5 viewers. Is this thing busted? TikTok has like 5 viewers. It says 52 on YouTube and 45 on Twitch. I don't know how updated that is though. I don't know if that's like actually the real deal. It says 46 on YouTube. It's worse than I thought. What's to say on YouTube? I have no, or on Twitch. 51. Okay, it's definitely off a little bit, but whatever, right? Also, yeah, it's Easter and 420, so have fun with that. Phoenix, thank you for the biddies. You've been watching the old console edition videos? Why would you be doing that? That's nasty. Why? Ew. Those videos are so old. So old. Hopefully you enjoy them, though. I don't know what's in those videos anymore. It's been so long that I actually do not remember. But I hope that they're still fine. I think I've always been mildly okay, so hopefully there's nothing controversial in there. Gonna get canceled by my 9-year-old Let's Play series on Minecraft Xbox. Wouldn't be too surprised. Anyway, so the first thing that we actually need to do is set up some redstone for the sugarcane farm, because as you can see, it's actually all grown up, which is really surprising. This stuff takes forever to grow. I was always controversial. Well, that is one way to avert controversy, is just always be horrible, right? Because then, like, there's always a new problem for people to worry about. Like, you're not going to worry about last week's drama if you got new drama this week. So it's great. That's a very valid strategy on the YouTubes. Let's see. We're going to take all of this stuff. We just need a little bit of ice. We need a little bit of, probably some building blocks. We need some glass. We don't have any glass. Okay, let's go get some glass. We need a piece of soul sand. Can I fly through the eye? Yeah. Look at that, professional. This is probably more cactus than we need right here for the rest of the season. But we're gonna build a cactus farm anyway. We need packed ice. Where is the packed ice? I know I have some. Where is it? Can we just make some? Don't worry, I'll find one. There it is. Found it. And then we also have glass in here, right? Yeah, we'll take a bit of that. We also need the kelp. Very good. See, I remember where everything is in my storage system. It just takes me a minute to remember sometimes. It's fine. Back when my voice was nice, my voice got worse. Usually people say the opposite. They go back to their old videos. You're like, wow, you sound so much older. Or, wow, you sound so much younger. Or, wow, you sound so much different. It's like, well, yeah, it's been like a decade. Isn't that crazy? We've almost been on YouTube for 9 years. May 22nd. What are we going to do for the 9-year anniversary? You guys better, like, make me a cake. I feel like that's your job, not mine. I don't care if you've only been watching for 20 minutes. Well, actually, I do care, because the stream's only been going for 8 minutes. So that would be concerning. But I feel like that's your guys' job to put something together. I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to edit some big old video, some retrospective, I'll save that for the 10-year anniversary. 9 years seems like, Yeah, bring it up, but like it's not as big of a deal as like 10 years, right? Right then, so we're gonna build up the hopper clock. I'm just gonna put it like right here, and then we'll. Oh wait, hold up. We need to figure out where. We need to figure out where the bubble column is gonna be going, because last time we did this, we had to move the hopper clock because the bubble column was in the way. So let's avoid that mistake this time. And how do I get out of here? Right here? Yeah, here we go. Wait, no, that's not it. Right here, there we go. Very complicated area to get out of. Spectre, thank you very much for the biddies. My voice has gotten higher and more pronounced. I was recording those early videos of like literally the $2 Xbox mic that comes with the console. I think it literally got like flicked like mildly across the table and it just like exploded and broke. So that was the end of that microphone. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. But it definitely died in a really pathetic fashion. Okay, so we're gonna line ours up with the left piston over there. That's not actually where the bubble column needs to come up from, but somewhere over there. What about the Blue Yeti? Yeah, so I had a Blue Yeti for quite a while. So I've actually gone through a bunch of microphones. The first one that I had was that garbage Xbox One. That died. The next one I had was a Turtle Beach. That one got stomped on and destroyed. Yeah, that was fun. And then the third one I accidentally broke because I sat on it. It was like on the bed. It was underneath the blanket. That one, I still used it for quite a while though because I just like taped it together. It was fine. It survived. And then I got a Blue Yeti. And then I got a Bluebird. And then I got this one, which is the Shure SM7B. The history of the I got my other two microphones on the shelf over there as props. So I think it needs to be like right here. Is this where we're trying to build it right now? Hold up. This one's got a 1 block gap. How did I manage that? We're gonna have to move around some of that redstone. Yeah, it needs to be lined up right here. That doesn't seem very convenient. There's like redstone in the... Oh, jeez, okay. Well, that's fine. It's your brother's birthday? Well, happy birthday to your brother. Nice. Hopefully you're being nice to them. Okay, so I guess we'll have the water stream kind of... oh, yeah, no, we're going to have to fully move that around. It's coming from the right on the other side, so maybe we can make it come up from like the left over here. I don't know. There's not really that much room. But I guess there is just barely enough. Let's get some redstone lamps. Get some lamps in here. I did add my own drum sound to it, and it was funny. It's got to go all the way to here. Come on now. Why did I build this in such an annoying fashion? I should have known I would have to tear it down later. Jeez. Listen, the redstone's not very good if you don't have to rebuild it. So this is where the water stream's gonna start. And then it's gonna come around from like over here. Okay, we can manage that. Yeah, so we can have the bubble column be like right here. That would be fine. And then it'll go up and around. And then it'll go around the corner like this. So it'll be kind of the opposite of the other side, which is good. It'll be like mirrored. Yeah, and then it'll go out this way. So now we need to fix the redstone right here. This was pretty basic redstone. This is just a torch tower, isn't it? Hold up. Let's tear down this thing for the third time. I think we can just move this over. So instead of it being on that side, we'll just have it be right here. Nope, not like that, I guess. We push it out this way. What dimension can we push this thing out into? And have it still work? We take it that way? Okay, and then we have a redstone line going up like this, right? I think that'll work. This thing's a little bit jank because I decided to build it in a way that would be extra janky. And I have no one to blame for that but myself. I accept none of the responsibility, though. I shall be blaming this on the chest monster. It's a bad influence on me. Okay, I think that'll work fine. Hopefully, it does work fine. We'll just have to go find out. Alright, we also need... You know what? That's actually fine. Because we need to have some water right there, right? So we can just take the redstone like this. And then block those off. Okay. Yeah, this looks horrible, but don't worry. You're never going to look at it. It'll be fine. Did I win the frog plushie? Not that one. I forgot about it, and I was out of the house, and it ended, and somebody stole it. But I did get another one. I did get another frog. A sad frog. I want to get the whole collection, though, because there's 3 different types of frog. All 3 colors. Closest to a lamp emoji you got. It's a picnic basket on fire. Is that what it is? It looks like it. Is this world a realm or a server? It is a server. From NodeCraft. I need a collection of sad mobs. Oh, I'm working on it. I got a sad bee. I'm about to get a sad frog. I have a sad ghast. I have a mildly sad goat as well. Okay, this is where the bubble column is going. So it's good that we didn't build up too much around here. Let's go ahead and put down just an ice block right now so we can remember where the bubble's going. And then let's get back up here. Or not. Never mind. I tried. But yeah, right now I have 12 plushies in my house. And then I think there's another 5 in the mail. I think. There's a sniffer, a warden, an enderman, a frog. I'm trying to remember if there's any more. I want to get a moobloom. No, not a moobloom. That's the red. That's the yellow one. I want to get a mushroom, the red one, and then my life will be complete. Oh, I also want to get a pufferfish, and there was another one. Pufferfish and an axolotl. And then my life will be complete. And then I'll find more that I want, and then my life will not be complete until I have all those. And then I'll get them, and my life will be complete again. This is the circle of life right here. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to collect a bunch of Minecraft plushies. Oh, no, I also want to get a piglin as well. There's a couple different good, like, little cute piglins that I got my eyes on. Gonna get them. Gonna get them. Right then, we need to surround this with some glass real quick. Get a concrete plushie. Honestly, yeah. That's not too far off from something that I should have. It's got to be a gray concrete, you know, plushie though. Jeez. Okay, we should be able to break that now. That should be good. Okay, fine. Brilliant. You almost died making your first bubble elevator last week. I feel like that's the story that a lot of people go through. Because you always end up trying to drown in these things, or like something goes wrong. That should be a bubble. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to go up that because I will get stuck. And also, I think we need to move this downwards a little bit. Because we need to get all these items into there, which is fairly important. So, oh yeah, right, we need to go put in all the packed ice. Do I have water breathing on this? Respiration, rather. I do. The Curse of Binding helmet did not have respiration or aqua affinity, and it was the most annoying thing to struggle with for the entire season. I'm so glad that we got rid of that annoying helmet. May it rest in pieces. Do I have a zombie pigman? I do have a zombie pigman plush. Okay, let me look at my shelf real quick. I can tell you guys what all the plushies I have, since you're all super interested. So I have a creeper, a zombie, a pig, a dolphin, 2 ghasts. I got the janky, horrible knockoff warden, which I thought was way cooler than it was, but don't worry, I have a better one in the mail. I have corrected that wrong, so I will have 2 wardens. This is getting out of hand. Actually, I will have 3, because I got a warden toy as well. I got a pigman. I got a Steve. I am Steve. And then I got a glow squid, which is kind of cool, because it actually glows. And then the goat and the bee. The sad bee. The sad bee. And then a mildly sad goat. I think the goat has been through the washing machine a couple times, so it is a little bit sad. But also, they're sad because they look all wrinkly and horrible. So I've adopted a bunch of plushies in need, and I'm giving them a good home. Did I get the U2's Warden? I have never once in my life had any interest in buying any form of U2's, nor do I know what they are. So, no, I do not have any. And also, I do not want to get into collecting yet another thing! But also, these plushies aren't too expensive either. I think the most expensive one I got was the Warden. That was like 50 bucks. Because it's a bespoke, limited edition Warden only from Japan. It's like, okay. It's also the only good Warden plushie that exists in all of life. So, you know, had to have it. Oh, also, I think the big sheep was pretty expensive, too. The big sheep was kind of expensive. But it's a really big sheep. So, you know, shipping that thing, I'm sure, was like 20 bucks. It's 27 inches long. It's like, what? Why did they make that? I don't care. Give it to me. Oh, the U2's Warden has a sonic boom coming out? That's kind of cool. Silence Home for Misformed plushies? Yes. Actually. Okay, so we're going to make this go straight into the bubble column, like right here. And then it should be pretty fine, I think. So we'll have like the water source right there. It'll flow around the corner. And then, ooh, no, it will not flow around the corner. Right, let's bop this one down a block then. We'll bop it down a block. We'll bop it, we'll twist it. We'll make it do the things. Okay, so that's going to be coming from that direction. We'll have another one right here. And then let's move this down. Where's my soul sand at? Did it go up the bubbles? Come on now. I do think I'll need another shelf for all my plushies. Otherwise, they're going to have to live on the floor or something, because I am completely out of shelf space. But this is a good problem to have. Good problem. Good problem. Right then, let's get some ice right there. Okay, so this should be good to go now. I don't know why... Oh, right, these aren't actual water sources, so it's just flowing down instead of flowing to the side. All right, so we put some water there and there. And now it's a bubble? Yeah. Very bubbly. Okay, cool. So that should be the item collection for the entire farm. We're not going to harvest this quite yet. I don't know if we actually need a water source right there. Yeah, we do not. Okay. And now we can put on the item elevator that we started on like 10 minutes ago. Do buttons have hitboxes? They do. They do not have a collision box, though. So a collision box is something that you can run into, right? Like, you can't run into a torch, but it has a hitbox. See the little outline around it? Now, on Bedrock Edition, buttons don't get flushed away by water, which is really convenient. They do on Java Edition, though. So on Java, you gotta use, like, signs and stuff. Yeah, so that's why in like videos and stuff, if you see I'm using buttons and you're playing on Java, first of all, the farm probably doesn't work for you because it's a Bedrock farm. But also, if it does work for you, you have to switch those out. Also, I don't really think it matters how many items I put into this, so we're just gonna put like whatever I have in my inventory. Let's put some diorite, some dirt, some bricks, and a couple of those and those. I think that'll do it. I don't think it really matters. We can come back here at some point and add more interesting items, I guess. And now I don't really have a way around this, do I? Tato says east? It says east? It says east! Why does it say east? Come on now. It should say easy. Dang it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. East, yeah, we're building this in the east direction. Technically, this is on the south side of the base. Thank you for that. Not a single person in the entire chat brought that up or noticed it. You know what? Have a cookie. Just for that. Here's a cookie. Love it. Did that show up in the YouTube chat? I don't think it did. Curly, welcome in. You saw it and you weren't surprised? This is sad. I expected better. How do we get sugarcane right here? Oh, it's running against this wall. Okay. Hope we don't lose any on like this. You know what? Let's just make it not possible to lose any right there. How about that? We're going to be proactive for once. And then it shouldn't really be possible for them to land right here anyway. And if they do, there's no way for us to fix that because we're out of room down there. So great, we just won't worry about it. Oh right, we did not wire up the middle. How are we going to wire up the middle? I think we'll just put a repeater right there, and then we'll call it good. Boom! Problem solved. Okay, I think we're fine now. So the entire sugarcane farm should be good to go and set up properly now. We got all the redstone in. You can see we got a ton of items going up the water stream here, and absolutely no item collection at the top of this thing. It's great. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so I don't know how many items we actually need in the hopper clock here. I just threw like a bunch in there. We should probably take all these out and go grab like 2 stacks of items. That's probably the right amount for this. 2 stacks. I don't think it really matters though. Target block would have worked, yeah. I'm trying to save my target blocks though. It's kind of expensive. Okay, let's go up to the base. How do I... Up here? Nope. Oh, I blocked up my exit. How am I supposed to get out of here now? Do I have to go up the water to get out of here? Guess I got a nice little elevator out of here now. How much is that? That's, like 4 stacks, maybe? Oh, there's some right here, too, even. I guess we'll need to build a wall for that. Some over there. Oh, jeez. This is actually a good sign. Yeah, this is a good sign, because we're going to have a nice stockpile of this stuff then. We will get a chest for that in a moment. My inventory is just an absolute disaster zone right now. Oh man, we have too many boxes of junk. I never thought I would say it. But I might have to admit that I have a box of junk problem. I don't know what to do with all this. Okay, let's just get in a basic hopper and chest right there for some immediate item collection, and then at some point we will run this into the base properly. We're kind of having to set up the farms in a little bit of a janky manner right now, just because, well, we don't have much that we can do to tie them into the main storage at the moment. Once we get more farms built up in the middle here, then we can actually put all the items into the main storage. Which would be fairly easy once we were actually at that point in the base. Okay, how much is this? You know, that's a pretty good amount from one harvest. And I thought I saw some more on the ground over here, but I think that was about it. We do need another proper way down there, though. A little bit... Listen. From the surface, it looks great. I mean, this is fine. You're going to see the redstone. I don't really mind that anyway. We're going to put a shell around this. We might even, you know, expand the shell by another block. Because I kind of ran out of room to decorate the wool farm over there. So that one's a little bit worse than the other ones. But I think we're going to build up the farms and then decorate the outsides of them later on anyway. So we don't really need to worry about that at the moment. Chicken jockey. Let's see. Oop. Pick up all this stuff. Pick up this dude, Mr. Greg over here. And then we need to grab some items for the hopper clock down there. So it's actually running. And get an access tunnel down there as well. And then maybe we'll sort out a couple of chests. I'm surprised I didn't say chest monster in the movie. That would have made it like an even bigger box office hit. They said chest monster. You found a poppy place on stone bricks? That's impossible. That shouldn't be possible. Is that from... Maybe it's from World Gin if you had like a stronghold or... Do ruin portals have bricks? I feel like they don't have bricks. Is the jockey alive? Of course it is. It's just chilling over there, having a good old time. Okay. So, what junk items do we want to throw in there? Let's just grab some diorite. Perfect. An item that no one will ever miss. Okay. And then let's just throw those in there. And I think it should be good. I wonder how many items we got from that, actually. It's been like, what, maybe 2 minutes since that thing was off? Did we get a single item from it? No, not one? Yeah, sugarcane grows really slowly. There goes all that redstone, I guess. Okay, that should be that far. Essentially completely done. Put a couple torches down here. It looks like it's already pretty well lit up though. And now we're missing one piece of concrete right there. Oh well. I don't think that actually matters anyway. So you shouldn't be able to see any stone or anything from up here. Yeah, so we got that nice concrete wall back there. So very minimal decoration required in order for the entire lower part of this to look perfectly fine from the surface. I think we'll need to fill in a little block right there. And then same for that side. Maybe 2 concrete right there and we'll be good. I just said diorite is king. Oh man, if they approved of diorite in the movie, then it would have like gotten 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody would have watched it. People would be like, wow, Minecraft devs are out of touch. I don't think I even saw any diorite in the movie, actually. That's probably why it's so successful. Do I have a forever world? Not really, no. But forever worlds aren't really forever anyway, right? I mean, you know, it's just kind of a trend that people are pretending to do, right? For the most part, unless you actually have like a world from like way back in the day that you've had for years and years and years, then maybe you could call that a forever world, but like, it's not really something that a lot of people actually legitimately do. However, we are actually thinking of starting one as a community fan server, so just make a server that like never resets. Like actually legitimately never resets. Why is there a chest missing right there? Very confused. Also, I think Eladrium might need a lot of stone and dirt, so this is very good for us. Let's see. I am completely out of storage again. How? How do we keep running into this problem? It's almost like I'm going out of my way to find more junk that needs to be put into the storage system. I don't understand. Where are all these items coming from? Oh, did they clear out some of this? These 3 were not empty before. I told them there was a bunch at the base. Oh, hold up. That thing of cobblestone is empty. I know that thing of stone was empty. Most of all these should be full. I definitely have not been using any dirt, so I don't know why these ones would be empty. They must have grabbed some. We should go check the Muddy Piggo and see if there's just like fat stacks of diamonds in there. I don't know why they would grab the items from the base and leave the payment over there, per se, but I mean, hey. I don't see diamonds in these chests, so... So I think we're going to do a little bit more mining for the cactus farm, because I think I want to make that going downwards into the ground as well. Welcome to the stash. Yeah, Steve's stash honestly wasn't very impressive. It was just like one little room. I kind of expected more, because like obviously he had a ton of builds. They showed like the whole roller coaster and stuff from like the distance. They never actually went there though. They just like chilled in the village the whole movie. And I kind of thought he would have more of a chest room. So maybe that's just like his little secondary storage system. He's got to have a much larger area somewhere else that he stores all of his stuff. Maybe that's just like where he keeps his valuables, and he's got like a building area somewhere else. Because like obviously in the movie they show in the mines that he has like, you know, just piles of diamonds, just fat stacks. Bro went mining for days. Worse than honey. And yeah, I don't know. Like, he must be one of those people who just has storage all over the world, right? Impossible. Impossible! Yeah, exactly. Like, he was there for years. So, like, he's got to have some kind of bulk storage at some place. Oh, jeez. Like, I've only been playing here for a little while, and my storage is already getting out of hand. Also, he's definitely one of those people that just has, like, a completely cluttered, random inventory of garbage. Because dude was pulling stuff out of his inventory left and right the entire movie. Like, he just pulled some random slime blocks out of his inventory. He had, like, elytras and water buckets. I mean, that's pretty normal, but, like, he was grabbing all kinds of random stuff. Pulled out a saxophone? I guess that's not too crazy for Jack Black, but, like... Unless he was doing some slime stone, why would he have slime on him? Must have been duping diamonds. Imagining Jack Black duplicating in Minecraft. Bro built a tunnel bore. Is the Twitch drops on? There has not been any Twitch cape for a couple weeks, my guy. You kind of... That ship sailed so far that it's at the bottom of the ocean. It is gone. It's chilling with the Titanic right now, fam. The Twitch cape be done. I don't know how else to say it. That was the most direct way I could say it. Let's see. Okay, these ones are done now, too. Wait, do we have more room in here I can put some stuff? We really have too many items. Okay. Let's go check the Muddy Piggo. Oh, wait, I need some fireworks. And if only I had, like, a sugarcane farm or something. Oh, my God, I actually need all that sugarcane. We're out of sugarcane in here. That plane went to the Bermuda Triangle and hadn't come back. Yeah. Something like that. Stone, welcome in. You are tardy. Tardiness will not be tolerated. You have to bake the next batch of cookies for the giveaways. I made too many rockets. Okay, well, I guess this is fairly organized, right? We'll take these extra rockets, and now we're good. You know what? Don't worry about it. Organized storage is overrated. I realize that messing around in inventories is not a good way to spend your time playing. How to make a hardcore server? You just gotta set the difficulty to hardcore, really. I think that's it. Should be, anyway. Oh, I got 2 stacks of rockets on me. Dang it. That would be more of a question for Google, though. Or for the host that you're getting your server from. Stacks. Ban them! Yep. Okay, Muddy Pico. I forgot we put a cute little flower on top of it. So we're missing a whole bunch of items at the base, like a ton of dirt and stone and cobblestone and grass or something. I don't really know. I don't really care. Is there payment in here, though? There is not. Somebody must have done a theft. Maybe? Oh, no. Guys, they stole dirt. Ah, what am I going to do? I'll never financially recover from this. Maybe. I don't actually know if the dirt's missing or if I'm just that unorganized. I legitimately do not know. They could steal half my base and I probably wouldn't notice. I have no idea. I've been ruined! I'll never recover! What am I gonna do? How come this isn't showing the TikTok chat over here? On my actual streaming dashboard, it doesn't show the chat? How am I supposed to see the chat then? Where's the chat? Who steals dirt? Well, I mean, builders. But yeah, there's like 3 double chests right here that don't have any dirt in them. And I don't think that was me. Unless somebody put those down? I don't know. I don't think anyone took it then. Maybe I'm tripping. I know a ladrium needs dirt, so that's why I thought it was a ladrium. But like, see, these ones are new too. I definitely didn't place those. I've been trying to take chests away from this as we use up some of the dirt and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. 12 extra chests? Like, I want to have done that. We've been running out of chests this whole time. I don't know. Something's happening. I'm going crazy over here, guys. Okay, so now the cactus farm is going to be going over here in this corner. I don't know how big we really want it. Something suspicious. It is a little bit sus. You think you know what happened, but you're not telling? Come on! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just gonna leave me hanging with that all night? Jeez. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so technically it's 3 blocks off on the edge right here, and it's 1 block off on the edge over here. But it is actually aligned in the chunk. So this is the chunk edge right here. This is the furthest out that it goes. Like, this is a new chunk right here. This is the loaded area inside the base. So it's 3 blocks within the loaded area. And then same on the other side. It just looks like it's uneven, but this is actually a new line. So, like, this is a new chunk right here. So it's 2 blocks within the chunk on all sides. It is actually lined up. It just doesn't look like it's lined up. So, like, if we wanted it to be lined up, that would have to move a block to the right. And that would have to move a block to the left. But that ain't happening! Because I rather have it chunk aligned than base aligned, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm kind of wanting it to be chunk aligned. Oh, yeah. I have something to show you guys.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, so this is where the cactus farm is going to be going. We need sand. No sand in there. No sand in there. No sand in there. No sand in there. Where's all my sand? Some cactus. I have sand in one of these chests. Here we go. There's my sand. I don't know how much we want to do. Let's also figure out what kind of walls we want to use. Because I think we need to use walls nowadays. And I guess we'll just use the deep slate. There's sand in that one chest. Yeah, I found it. The 5 sand. So this has to be a block in from the walls. Of course, it's not going to be lined up. Okay, can we do like 2x2s? Is that going to be lined up? Yeah, that'd be lined up. So we can do 16 plants per layer, and then the next layer up would be... Right, we got to figure out a block that we want underneath this as well. We can put some light blocks in here. We can put a lot of light blocks or lamps or something in here. Lamps! We can do a lot of stuff to make this look a little bit more interesting. So obviously we need cactus right here. That's going to be the air block. And then let's get ourselves a crafting table over here. Make a couple of these walls. So I figure we'll have like walls and these 4 corners like this. Just nice and symmetrical. And then we can do like lamps up here. I'm going to lose that one on the cactus. Lamps are expensive. I have not gone back to the witch farm in a long time. And then we can also do, like, I guess levers would be the best way to power these. I know it's going to look ugly, but what can you do, right? So we can do, like, a lever there and a lever there. And then if we stack this up again, we can have a couple layers of this. Let's figure out what we're doing for walls again. Imagine if I died on the cactus. Wouldn't that be funny? I guess we only need the 2. Do not harm the lamp. I'm trying not to. Went out of my way to not harm the lamp. All hail the lamp. Yeah, so we could do something like that. We wouldn't need all those walls. We could rip out these 2. Although I think it is better to have all of them in there because you don't want a cactus to pop off in this direction and go land on a cactus over here. Cactus item landing on top of another cactus. So I think it is better to have them like this. And then, is there a better way that we can like hide a power source? Oh, you know what? There is. There is a much better way to do this. Answer in the chat now what the best way to power these is. A cookie to whoever guesses the correct answer that I have in mind. Bulbs. Wrong. Copper bulbs are bad. Blocks. Nope. No blocks. Concrete. No, everyone's saying copper bulbs. Cookie. That is not the right one. Torch! There you go. You got it. Redstone torch. Boom. Easy. So look, check this out. So this is actually going to make the farm look a little bit more interesting too, because we can just pop a redstone torch right there and right there. Boom. Done. Easy. Easy. Sea lantern. Disgusting. Get out of here. Your name is Fat Donkey. That's great. There's some cookies for you. Cries. Shroom lights. Shroom lights are okay. I wish they were better to get, though. Wish they were easier to get. Let's see. So I think that might be our layout for the cactus. I mean, I don't see any other way to do this. We want to use lamps because the whole base is like built out of lamps. We have like 1,000 lamps in the base right now, guys. So that's why we're using lamps. It's a whole thing. We got a whole cult going on. There's like lamps over there. There's lamps over... No, those are actually sea lanterns because they can't be lamps there. We got lamps there. We got lamps underneath us. We got lamps everywhere. There's so many lamps. We've used like over a shulker of lamps over right now. So anywhere that I can put lamps into the base, I will satisfy the lamp cult and all will be good in the world. This is where we're at. So we've decided to build a cactus farm in the base for no other reason than I want more farms in the base. So this is where it's going to go. It's kind of the same exact shape and layout and location as the bamboo and sugarcane farms from the last episode. Now, due to the size of this thing, the outer square is 12 by 12. We're going to have to do 4 sections of 4, so we can have 16 cactus per layer, and then they're going to grow up, and they're going to break on these little walls. We got some lamps in here, and then we can just keep on stacking this thing up. I figure we'll do maybe 2, maybe 3 layers of cactus going up. We might lower these ones down a little bit. And then I also want to dig this area downwards so that maybe we have like a solid, I don't know how many layers I want. But we're going to dig it down and install some more because cactus is good. I want to get like a couple double chests of cactus just so I can have some. Just to say that I did it. That's the current goal. That is the current goal. Lamp. Is lamp now an acronym? It is an old meme, and this is what the entire cult is based off of. So each one of these is going to be 4 blocks tall. Let's try and reverse engineer this from the top down so that ends up being the same height as this. Trying to place the cactus. Right, this would be the top layer, so this would be a wall. Where's my wall? I don't have any walls. Wall goes right there, and then nothing goes there, and then we have lamp and sand, and then wall, and then lamp and sand. So it'd be like that. I don't know if I really like that. What do you guys think? And then we would also have the next layer down would be like right here would be the next cactus. I guess we could make it a block shorter. If we made it a block shorter, then at least the sand will be at this height. I don't know, just it feels kind of weird to have it be at that angle, right? Of course it's raining. Why would it not be raining? Is there a mechanical issue? No, there's no mechanical issue. It's just that I want these 2 buildings to be the same height. You think I'm just watching the Twitch chat? I'm watching all the chats. I get all 3 of them in one big old pile. It's just that there's a lot more chats on Twitch, so I end up reading from those more often, you know? Desar, welcome in. What's the best possible fuel farm? I prefer bamboo farms for fuel. If you turn them into bamboo slabs, then it's like bamboo slabs are a great fuel. It's such an easy thing to farm as well, and you can autocraft it all now. There's really no downsides to it, besides that you need a fairly large farm, but like, it's super easy, you know? If you build one like this, it's just passive, it works all the time. Yeah, specifically the slabs. If you watch my video, my most recent auto smelter video with like the rotating super smelter, I go into the whole thing with what fuel source is the best. I don't know, I kind of feel like having the cactus right at this layer is the best. Yeah, I feel like that's the best. It's gonna be a weird height though. I guess it's not a problem if the buildings are all different heights. Twitch is for the hardcore chatters. I guess if you want to say it that way. Is this the right height for that? Yeah. And then it would be like this. No, it'd actually be that tall. Yeah, we could do it 3 layers tall. It'd be the tallest building on this side. What are you talking about? The moon is how it should be. It is completely broken, and that is the way that we like it. Please do not fix it. Don't touch the moon. The moon is fine. No touchy the moon. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it like that. Let's just do 3 layers. That's easy enough. If I ever scanned the moon, I don't know what you mean by that. And I'm concerned to ask. Scan the moon? It's not a QR code. Last I checked. Someone that if the moon turns into a QR code, it has been severely broken. Way more than is typical for us. QR code moon. Now I kind of want to do that. That would be pretty easy, actually. That would be pretty easy. All right, there's a whole wall up there still. Yeah, it's QR code-esque. Now that we have this QR code over here that I built a whole map art of, you guys are just like, everything's a QR code. Yeah, look at this. You should go scan this if you haven't, by the way. We put a lot of work into building this. I mean, what? It's going to take you like 10 seconds to scan it? We spent like 6 hours building this. It's a full map art. What is it, 100 and something by 100 and something? I don't actually know. I'm guessing 8 chunks. Was that 128 by 128? Probably. Something like that. Toasty, welcome in. Scanner is broken. Ah, go buy a new scanner. That is none of this is right. Hold up. I built that completely backwards. I'm continuing to build it backwards. It's got to be opposite of the cactus, not on top of them. Okay. And how do we have an Enderman up here? What are you doing? Where'd you come from? He must have spawned underground and then came up here. Interesting. Because, yeah, we definitely have the entire mob switch installed. The mob switch should go about, I don't know, 16 or 32 blocks beyond that ring. So there shouldn't be any surface mobs spawning beyond that point. Okay, that was fairly easy to build up a full column of that. Pico built his favorite block. Die right. No! Don't be telling my secrets. They're not allowed to know these things. Spoiling the surprise for everyone? Come on. Okay, so the real question is, how much a cactus do we actually want in this thing? Because we have 3 layers going above ground. Should we go downwards by 3 layers as well? Oh, those top torches are in the wrong spot. I don't know how fast this stuff actually grows. It's not super fast, though. And also, we don't need, like, a ton of it, and it's going to be running the entire time we're in the base while building other farms. So I feel like we can get away with not having a super ton of it, but I'm thinking maybe 6 layers? I mean, 16. That would be a stack and a half. What's that, 96? Oh, we got in the boat! That's great, bro. Enderman just happened to get in the boat. Well, we gotta name tag him now, obviously. I wonder if, oh no, you know what? He was looking for somewhere that doesn't have daylight, because they don't like to be out in the light, you know? They like to teleport. Our chicken jockey got a friend, just a random Enderman. He's now just in the boat with him. He was teleporting around up here, but now he's just chilling over here. Come on. I don't know why he's there, but he's ours now. He's just kind of staring at me menacingly. If you want to name them, you can submit a name and item request. Speaking of which, we have a couple of those. We do have to name a couple of items, but we'll get to that in a minute. Once we build more cactus farm. Probably the easiest way to build this is just like standing in the middle and then building two at once, if I had to guess. Yeah, something like this, and then we do the same thing on this side. And then torches go on the left and right side. Yeah, this is fairly easy, actually. And then we're going to have a full glass shell going all the way around this, so it's going to be nice rainbow lighting on the entire outside of this build, which would be great. And also, I think we're out of cactus, so we're going to need to go harvest our cactus farm to get more cactus. Build a gunpowder bone farm? Yeah, so we're going to build both of those at some point in the base. I don't think the bone meal farm will be here, because, you know, there's no real reason to build that here, specifically. Like, we want to build the fish-powered bone meal farm, right? Because that's way better. However, we will have a couple of moss farms, and those are going to be to just power a couple of our smaller flower farms. And any overflow from like the sugarcane or the kelp or the bamboo farms will also get composted too. So we're going to have some supply of bone meal in the base. Like, we're also going to be composting all the poppies from the iron farms. So there's quite a few small supplies of bone meal that we'll have. Just nothing crazy here. And by far, like, the best way to get bone meal is to go build that fish farm in a mangrove swamp. And you'll have more than enough bone meal forever. Like, we can AFK over there for like 2 days and be set for the whole season. Like, it's like ridiculous. It's like 20,000 bone meal an hour. You just do not need that kind of bone meal. For pretty much anything. It's crazy. Oh. Thought I had more pillar to jump onto. Okay, well that's the upper portions of this farm built. How could I what? Not the king cactus. What? I didn't kill the king cactus. Look, it's right there. It's right here. It's fine. I don't know how that exists or what's wrong with it, but it's there. We're also going to be building a creeper farm in the base, too. That's going to be our main supply of gunpowder. Okay, building this going downwards should be fairly easy. Also, I just realized we're going to need a whole bunch of concrete powder to decorate the walls of this thing. It's Good thing we went and got all that gravel and sand a few days ago now, isn't it? Look at this. Properly prepared. For the first time this season. Is that lined up? Yeah. You believe Casper? What? When did we start believing in Casper? Or not believing in Casper, but believing Casper. Jeez. That almost got a lot more mean than it should have been. They all believe me. I see one person that believes you. Probably prepared. Gotta be a fluke. Yeah, you know, broken clock right twice a month kind of deal. Okay, let's go ahead and mine this out. So that's the 3 layers. We will go ahead and kind of mock up a couple of the layers going down as we're mining this out. So we're going to have our walls right here. And then I think it's lamp. Sand cactus. That's layer number 4. Gotta go down, 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 down. It's 4 blocks per layer, so I guess we could just do the math. But why would I do the math when I can build a proof of concept build right here? Cactus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we just gotta go down 1 more. No big deal. This is just getting to be an increasingly deeper and deeper hole that I'm digging for myself. Also, I think this might be the first cactus farm that I've built since Silent Survival. I'm pretty sure I built a cactus farm there. I just got like a vivid flashback of the last time I built one of these silly things. No, that was actually right. Hold up. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. So we gotta go down to Y51. Actually, no, we gotta go down to Y50. Y50. That we can have water down here. Why do you go to the offhand? If you can't be used in the offhand, rockets. Okay, 20, it's weak. It's 6 layers. 3 above, 3 below. I feel like that's more than enough. We should build it as we're going down as well. Also, James, thank you very much for the biddy. Cults are beginning to lose all meaning. What? No. We have so many cults. What mod do I use for Fulbright? I don't. I would love to have one. That would be great. I just have my brightness set to 100. And then a whole lot of light. That is my secret. If I could have Fulbright, I would 100% do it. I've been trying to find one for years. I want a texture pack that gives me night vision. That way I can go mining without torches. That would be so nice. And it would be way better for you guys on the streams. But all the ones that I tried do not work. So, RIP. I think to do that properly, you need like a modded client. Let's see. Yeah, we should probably dump out a bunch of the stuff from the inventory. We can build up those walls later on just using some concrete powder. It's going to be quite a bit of concrete powder, though. So this thing's actually going to be fairly deep. It's going to go all the way down the bottom of the hole. We're going to have to decorate the sides with a whole bunch of concrete powder, of course. And then the shell of this thing, it can just be like a giant glass box going all the way around it. That way we have some nice like rainbow lighting coming out of there. And then at the bottom of it is just going to be a bunch of water pushing all the items probably to the middle. And then an item elevator coming up and a little tracer coming out of here. It should be fairly easy. We just got to throw this thing together. Redstone is my superpower. It's not a superpower, per se. It's more of a mediocre power. I do not pretend that my redstone is super. But it is alright. And that's my general take on things. Perfection is overrated. Alrightness is pretty alright. Does that sound alright to you guys? Alright, how are we gonna... get those in place? There we go. Yeah, so this is fairly easy to toss together, actually. If you have all the ground to build on. I do try to make my builds, like, as good as I can. At least for the tutorials and stuff, though. Because, you know, obviously I want those to work well for everyone. Want them to be cheap and efficient and reliable and simple and easy to build. And actually, like, work and produce good rates. Like, I spent a lot of time doing that. But when it comes to my own redstone on my base, I am fine with there being a little bit of jankiness. Because I know that I don't need to worry about it, personally. You made a very fast bamboo farm, but at a cost, a lot of pistons. Like, almost the same amount as the 2x2 spruce tree farm. That is a lot of pistons. Yeah, that is definitely a lot. I actually just had an idea earlier today for another type of sugarcane farm with, like, stacked flying machines. Because I realized that I think you can plant sugarcane on moss, can't you? And then moss doesn't stick to slime or honey. So you can just, like, spam a bunch of those floors really close to each other. And then get some flying machines going between there. And it's, like, pretty easy to get a fairly efficient farm. And then you don't need to worry about item collection because you can spam a lathe in there. I feel like a lathes are kind of underutilized. I've never actually used them in a farm build before. Because everyone's always like, how do you get a lathe? And I'm always like, go to an outpost. And I'm like, I don't have an outpost. And I'm like, well, go to a woodland mansion. But yeah, they're kind of underutilized. And sugarcane produces so little anyway that a lathe would kind of be perfect for it. Like, I don't think they would get overwhelmed. You can't really use a lathe in a bamboo farm because they will get overwhelmed. Let's get good laggy. I mean, I'm talking like less than 10 because you'd probably just have one allay per layer. Because again, sugarcane really doesn't produce that much. And they're fairly quick as well. Like, they can just throw a whole stack of items. And then items have a 5-minute countdown timer. So it would be a lot cheaper than getting all of your hopper minecarts in there. A lot less redstone. I think it would end up being less laggy than all of that, you know. Okay, we gotta go down, what, another 2 layers for this? So we can place in lamps. Oh, you know what? We actually don't need to mine out the corner blocks. So those are going to be filled in anyway. Lamps! Joe Silver, welcome in. Hello there. Also, what tutorial do you guys want to be next? Because I have a couple things I could make. I have 2 different types of wolf farm I could make. And then I also have a new villager trading hall that I could release. That's already done. So it's up to you guys. What do you want to see? Oh, that's a hole. The trading hall is really easy. It's very similar to the previous one that I did. That's just some activator rails. They changed activator rails for some reason. So the previous one broke. But it's a pretty easy fix. To get a new one. No, so villager trading halls are something that you can build around your iron farm, and it doesn't really take any real effort, because you already have your villagers at your iron farm anyway. You just need to put them into individual cells, right? So any iron farm can be turned into a trading hall. It's just a matter of if that's part of the actual tutorial or not. And usually I try to make it that part of the tutorial, because like if you're building an iron farm, you probably want to use your villagers. And you should be using your villagers, because villagers are great. Why are you not using villagers?
Oh, these dudes? They're the villagers!
Exactly, Steve. Steve knows what's up. Why redstone lamps? Because we like redstone lamps, and I cannot lie. Okay, we gotta do one more layer below this. And then that'll be all of our cactus. Fairly easy build. Figured we would get this cranked out in one stream. That's why we decided to just go ahead and get this done. And then we have a couple more farms that we're also going to toss in over the next couple of live streams, just to get some like serious farming progress done on the base. Should we dump the... Yeah, we should go dump the inventory. You know what? Maybe I should just put a shulker box down here. That way I don't need to go back up there all the time. Wow, look at this. Efficiency. Inconceivable. You don't think you've ever built a single cactus farm? Not really needed it? Yeah, so our goal right now is just to like collect all the different types of dye and stuff. So we're going to have a whole dye storage hall. And we're going to get all the flowers and stuff for all that too. So cactus is just kind of a part of that. Which means that we're going to have to build a pickle farm somewhere. But I think that's going to be going underground in the base. There's a bunch of tiny, tiny little farms that we can just kind of throw down in the base. Underground. Like, they don't need a building on the surface. Cactus farms are just kind of large, so it's a good opportunity to get something on the base to look at. Piglin bartering. Yeah, piglin bartering is really good on Bedrock Edition because of the bug where you can, like, speed trade with them. Sorting all those items, though, is an absolute pain. There's just way too many items. And, like, sorting items in the nether is not that easy either. I'm hoping that they add the feature from the Minecraft movie where, like, piglins that drink netherwort juice just don't... Well, we got our first cactus. Just don't convert. That'd be really convenient, actually. That's not a junk box. It says it's junk, but it lies. It has been a long time since I built a piglin bartering farm, though. Or designed one. I would probably make it slow enough, that way it's actually it's possible to sort out the items easily. Because otherwise you have to, like, use some glitches with, like, the brewing stands to actually move all those items around quick enough, you know? Which is convenient, but I don't like using bugs in my tutorials anymore. I've had too many of them get fixed, and then the video's just, like, useless, right? And then everyone who's built the farm is like, well, this is useless. But then they gotta come back and watch another video, huh? But then they probably don't build more of my farms, because the farm broke. So. It's also just kind of annoying to have to redo things. Because Mojang broke your game. How's the brewing stands even work? So there's a bug where if you have like brewing stands on top of packed ice, you can drop items onto the brewing stand and then it just like zips them along. Something about the hitbox of the brewing stand just really propels the items. I believe it's directional. I haven't played with it myself personally, but I've seen it in the Discord a bunch. And it seems really convenient. A bunch of people use it for all their nether farms. And I think it's been around for a couple of years at this point. It's probably not something that's like high up on the priority list, but any bug report that has like, you know, all these various different blocks have incorrect hitboxes, well, that could result in brewing stands having their hitboxes changed, and then that would break your whole system, right? And then nether item sorting really is a pain because there's no water streams. And hoppers are super slow, so you have to like use slime launchers or hopper mine carts or something. Not very convenient. That's why I really struggled with sorting out all the items from the Piglin Barding Farm on Truly Bedrock Season 2. We spent like weeks on that. Made 2 entire episodes just trying to figure out the sorting. We went through so many things. My creative testing world still has like just a graveyard of different designs in the nether, trying to figure out how to sort those items. When is Vibrant Visuals supposed to release? We have no idea. There is no release time frame for that. Basically, probably soon. That's really the most I can tell you, is that it'll probably be sometime soon. Like, couple months. Same thing for the Ghast update. Whatever that's going to be. That's probably going to be the summer drop. I would assume July would be the next Minecraft update. Because June is only like a month away. Month and a half away. Because they usually release like, it'll probably be like somewhere in the middle of the month, right? So I think they need more time than a month and a half to complete the Ghast update. So that's why I'm thinking July. Unless it's just like an absolutely tiny update, because we have no idea what else is going to be in the update besides the Happy Ghast and then question mark. That's about all we know so far. Two more shulker boxes of junk for the chest monster. Very good. Okay, so now we need to fill in the entire walls down there with a concrete. And we also need to put water down in the bottom, too. And then get ourselves a water stream going. You know what? We could make the entire bottom of this, like, ice. Packed ice or something. Where's my packed ice at? One of these chests. Here we go. Ooh, we don't have very much packed ice. Guess we could go get some if we really wanted to. How's my Easter? Fine, I guess. I didn't eat any eggs today, so I didn't upset the Easter monster. I mean, the Easter bunny. Is that how that works? I know nothing about Easter. Not gonna pretend anymore. It is a holiday where people dress up like bunnies. I don't know. I did see that all the Easter bunnies and like all the malls were really like sad and depressed and lonely because like none of the kids were going to get their pictures taken with the Easter bunny. I don't know what's up with that. Did people just decide not to get their pictures taken with the bunny anymore? There was like dozens of pictures across all the malls. Easter bunny's just sitting there super alone, just bored. Like, what am I gonna do? Nothing to do. Just sitting here in this costume. Probably dying from heat exhaustion. Easter monster. I don't know. It's a giant bunny. I've seen Monty Python. I know what they're capable of. Welcome in, Krish. How you doing? I should make a new ice farm tutorial. I probably should. The last ice farm is from like 12 years ago. Maybe they released part of the update in June and part in July? Well, they haven't been doing split updates. They haven't done that since the cave update, and that was like a whole fiasco and a bad idea. So hopefully they never do that again. That'd be great. Thanks, Mojang. Don't do it. Bye. You didn't die from that? I hit you twice. Easter Bunny Farm win. I could have done a bunny farm for Easter. I don't really think about holidays much. Usually I don't stream on holidays either, but that's like the big ones, like Christmas, Halloween, and New Year's. So nobody's watching streams on those. Usually Thanksgiving either. And then like I think those are probably the only holidays that really matter when it comes to people actually watching things. Because I don't really do holidays or any of that. King T, welcome in. My last ice farm was 6 years ago. Only 6 years ago? I figured it'd be longer. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, like, the things that are already in my inventory. Okay. Well, I guess we're good then. I do need some Sully sand. I know I have some in those chests, but I don't know where it is, so we're just gonna use this guy. I should have some glass over here as well. Mom, there's an Easter monster under my bed. Bunnies are really cute, though. I used to have a pet bunny. I was like 8. And then we moved. We had to give it away. See you later, Carter. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I want to see how much this produces by end of the stream. And also, let's go check on our sugarcane farm. Oh, this has been outside of loaded chunks the whole stream. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Gotta stand in the middle for that to be loaded. I don't know how we want to decorate this right now. I feel like we might use a bunch of concrete, a different color concrete than gray. Oh, we have a 2x2? Really? How is that not spreading to the middle right there? Huh. Okay, well, we can fix that. Well, no, I guess it makes sense that it would be a 2x2. Okay, whatever. You know what, let's pop this down a little bit. I want this to be 2 blocks tall. So I can actually stand down here. I don't know where the thing on the surface is going to be. So right side, so this will be 6 blocks in? Oh, right, it's 12, not 14. Is that lined up? Yeah, it is. So it should pop up like right here-ish. I don't know what Y layer I need to go down to. It's probably going to be 47. Oh, actually, this water's a block low. Yeah, the floor layer is actually going to be a block higher than this. That's fine, though. Perfectly fine there. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring kelp. I always forget the kelp. Be 1 chunk off. It's a 1 chunk build. It can't be 1 chunk off. Impossible. Actually, that is the next most complicated build that needs to go into the base, is the creeper farm, because that's supposed to go somewhere up in the middle. And I'm kind of reluctant to build that right now because I think it might be kind of ugly. And that's the full reason that I haven't really built that. So, there you go. I said it. It's gonna be ugly. Because it's gonna be like this big old platform of like ice and stuff. And there's not really a great way to decorate that, I don't think. The roof can go up at build limit, so at least we can stop that from being as big of a problem. You know what, did we run out of lamps? I only got 3 in there. What creeper farm? The one from Ice? Yeah, the one from Mike Homer that I did a tutorial on. I think we're out of redstone blocks. Or not redstone blocks, redstone lamps. No! We did spend a lot of lamps on this. We're out of lamps, guys. I'm gonna have to go actually AFK at the witch farm. Instead of just pretend like that I'm AFKing. We could actually move this over to the side a couple of blocks. Yeah, let's move over to the side by a couple blocks, because then it'll be like those ones, like the water will come up over here, and then, yeah, it'll go over. We're gonna have to push this out by a block. We can have that water go around the corner. Okay. That should do it, right? And then we'll put like one water source in the back over here. And then a water source right here, and we'll be perfectly fine, right? And then we gotta install the bubbles, obviously. Yeah, cool, okay. Break that down real quick. Grab some water. That just needs to go up to, I believe, that layer. All right, it's flooding down over here, too. Whoops. Forgot about that. Stick farm. The stick farm is pretty great. I love that they upgraded witch farms. I still, like, they never said why they made witches drop so much more redstone. I thought they were going to add, like, some really expensive crafting recipe that had, like, a ton of redstone in it. But they never did. They never did anything with it. They were just like, hey, enjoy tons more redstone for seemingly no reason. And I respect that. Witch farms were already pretty great. But then they made them so much better. We released the witch farm as a... it's a stick farm, then glowstone farm, potion farm. Get out of here. I already don't like re-releasing videos. Sometimes you gotta do it, though. Okay, let's grab ourselves a hopper for this and a chest, and that'll be this thing basically done. Not too shabby. I wonder how much it's going to make. We're probably going to have a little bit of loss right now just because we have items. Yeah, the items are landing here on the edge. Not much we can do about that besides building up a shell around it, but I'm not sure what color of that shell I want it to be, because I think we're going to start mixing and matching different colors of concrete. So like with the gold farm, I realized that we already did this. Gold farm has purple concrete in it. Not gray. It's got purple glass, purple concrete. So like this should probably have green or lime concrete with it. And then we have too many things that want the color green. Like we can't have all of our plants be green, because it's just too many greens. And also, if we wanted to do that, we should have built them on the green side of the base, but we didn't. So, I think we're going to have to go back through and clean up the glass on the... What's that called? Wool farm. Like, at some point, we're going to have to do a live stream where we get a copy of this world, go play around with, like, some designs and creative, and see what we can throw together. Because obviously, having these all gray is not great, I don't think. What would I do if someone put 144,000 per hour beetroot farm on top of my base? I would have to blow up the base. I would have to just like destroy the server. We would have to go scorched earth. Scorched Earth. That's the only solution. That's the only reasonable response to that situation. Is there a beetroot farm that's that productive? Jeez, I hope not. I hope no one put their effort into that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of loss with this. Do we have any coming up here, though? Hey, we got a first cactus! Look at that, guys! Wow! First cactus. Amazing. So what is this? 16 times 6? Yeah, it's a stack and a half, right? 96 cacti? I feel like that's more than enough. We are having a little bit of loss, though, but that's fine. This is always going to be a little bit lossy anyway. Hello, Chayton. Welcome in. Foundation of a beetroot empire. I have severe doubts, questions, and concerns about all this. Welcome in, Jordan. Glad you like the tutorials. He's wondering why I didn't color code them. Well, no, we are going to color code all the farms. So that's what we have down here. This is all color coded. Also, are we on simple graphics? Because the glass down there looks a little bit weird. No, we're on fancy. Why does it looks fainter than normal? Yeah, so each one of these tracers is going to be going to a color-coded farm. So, like, that might end up being pink, magenta. That's magenta. And then, you know, that might end up being, like, a light blue or a blue. And that's why this is, like, lime over here. Because I think that might end up being lime. Lime or green. So technically, we need to get 2 more farms on this quadrant of the base to have all of our tracers. Oh, I didn't think about that. We actually do need to build more farms. We need to build 3 more on that quadrant, 3 more on that quadrant, 4 more on that quadrant. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. I think these big central ones right here are going to be... Oh, wait, no, we haven't connected the iron farms. Okay, we're good. We need 2 more on this quadrant, 1 more on that quadrant, 2 more on that one, 3 more on that one. And then this big central red one right here and the blue one are going to be probably for the creeper farm. Because that is... Oh, no, they're not configured to send experience up. I don't know how we're going to get experience out of the creeper farm. That's a problem for future me. Not for right now me. But it's a problem that I'll have to tuck away in the brain for later. Yeah. So I guess there's a lot of things that need to be figured out, obviously. Might change up that glass back to concrete too. Also, I really want to make a custom or get a custom ray tracing pack because I love the neon radioactive water that we had with the one ray tracing bug. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the water was like glowing. It was super bright. It was amazing. If I could have that like be a default thing for the texture pack, that would be so good. I realized that would probably make all the water out over there crazy looking, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Like if this would glow bright white or something, and then it would shine through the glass, and then we can have like that neon radioactive water. I think that would make all of this thing look way crazier. Also, I realized we don't have water in all these. These should all have water in them. Did we forget to do that? That was a while ago. See, these ones have water in them. That one's got water in it. Oops. Not a great way to... I guess we're doing that right now. Whoopsie daisy. I didn't even realize that was a problem. And then these ones as well. Have I used the actions and stuff pack? I have not. I always get a bunch of questions about that though. There's actions and stuff, and then there's like some other texture pack that everyone's blowing up about right now. I don't know. I've not had a ton of interest in using packs like that. Seems kind of fun, but I don't know. Some of it's a little bit too much for me. I'm like, with the arm permanently swinging every time you mine a block, it's like, That seems like a little bit much. Okay, all that water's installed now. Except for the main inlets. I think this is going to be probably for the creeper farm. That's like the next biggest farm that we'd have in the base. Creeper farm would be there. And then all these ones are going to be for little farms going off somewhere. Yeah, so if I had to guess, pink is probably going to go to Cactus. And then magenta would probably go to bamboo. This magenta would probably go to the iron farm, of course. And then we have another pink, so that'd be some other farm in that area. Maybe even 2 farms. If we have like one big farm in this area right here, that could even have 2 different outputs. And then that could fill up pink and this, what is this, cyan, light blue? Cyan, yeah. Hard to tell. I think it's cyan. I need to know. Which one is it? Yeah, it's cyan. Yes, we have 2 outputs from that. And then the creeper farm is going to be an interesting challenge because that's going to be way up in the air and that's going to be dropping items down probably somewhere like here-ish, maybe? Creeper farm is going to be a little bit less efficient than normal because our AFK spot's in the center of a chunk, not the corner of a chunk. So we'll have something there. We also need to build like a way up to the AFK spot as well and decorate that at some point. Yeah, those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. We could also decorate the gold farms with a little bit more purple concrete, like fully surround these frames with purple instead of just like a little bit at the top. That might be better. Yeah, so that's going to be pink, huh? I guess it's going to blend in with the edge of the base. Like, that's fine. What do I care, right? Is that the line for the bat farm? Get out of here. Turn the creeper farm into a giant lamp. Well, we can't have any light up there. It's going to be made entirely out of ice. And also, we need the mobs to spawn up there, too. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to the next batch of farms in the base. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves on that one because the next 2 things that we're going to do is the bee farm for honey. That's going to be going off in one of the quadrant corners. And then we also need to think about the flower farms. And the flower farms we'll actually have to do a little bit of design work for. Because we need to make that, like, stackable. Oh, and then we're also going to have the moss farms. So those are going to be a bunch of our filler builds for a bunch of our different tracers. Okay, that's our glass box. This is our base building box. Base building box. Bumbling band of babbling baboons. Bee farm for honey? Maybe. If they ask nicely. I guess. How do you find chunk borders for Bedrock? I got a full tutorial for that on the YouTube channel. There's a bunch of different ways. Easiest way is to get a texture pack. But not all platforms support custom texture packs, of course. But also, I think you can get Foxy's pack on the marketplace now, so maybe that would be the easiest way. It's definitely a good pack worth having. Maybe we should go down and break all those ores that we have in the storage system as well. Because we have so many ores that we've just collected. I think every single one of these boxes has some ores in it. See, that one is not full of junk. Okay. The cactus flowers are pink. That's a good point. The cactus flowers are pink, so we could totally lie and say, yeah, it's a cactus flower guy. It's a cactus flower farm, guys. Anyway. So the farm is now done. We kind of skipped the entire build process of that, but there wasn't really much to show. It's just going to go down. Obviously, we haven't decorated the inside of this yet. We're saving the decoration of the farms for later. As you can see, we are losing some efficiency because of the lack of decorations, though, because none of the items are going to be directed down into the water. So I think that this farm is going to be decorated in pink because this is the magenta side of the base, and we have a pink tracer over here ready to go to collect those items and send them inwards. So yeah, we're going to save the decoration for all of these for later, but we have even more farms that we need to start building right now. Cactus flower farm is just so rare it's not producing. Oh, there you go. Good point. Yeah. Cactus flowers are ridiculously rare. This also means that we can tear down our janky impromptu cactus farm that we built for some reason. We needed green for something. I think we were building all the cyan and stuff glass out of... Yeah, we're building a bunch of cyan glass. Either way, we do have the cactus cult as a result of this little farm. I still have no idea how this floating cactus happened, or why, or how it managed to grow up without popping off, but all hail the almighty cactus. It's lovely. We love it. It's great. We can also take all the cactus out of these chests now. Oh, there's a little bit right there. A little bit right there. Got some sand back from that. Don't break it. Yeah, no, I'm going to leave that there. As long as I possibly can. Ain't no reason to break that. Okay, you know what? We should actually light up these lamps, and then I forgot to replace some of that, you know, what's it called? Concrete. I forgot the word for concrete, guys. That's how, you know, this base is getting to me. I've gone blind to the, the amount of concrete in the base. And then let's make a little button over there. Nice. Okay, so next farm that we're building, bee farm. Where do we want to put that? I was going to put that on this corner over here so that it'd be like red or... Oh, no, we have yellow. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, it's going to go in this corner. So I'm guessing it's probably going to go right here? Right here, or maybe this spot right here. It's going to have an automatic bottle recycling system, so it's going to take the bottles, fill them up with honey, auto-craft the honey bottles into honey blocks, take those empty bottles and send them back into the farm. I actually already designed the system for that. So we basically know how it's going to work. I think it's going to be a piston feed tape based design as well. Design a bee nest farm? It's the same... Oh, like an actual farm to produce bee nests? Or a farm that's farming bees and they're in a nest? A bee nest farm is just like basically an oak tree farm, right? Or birch tree farm. Birch would be easier. And then you just have like a flower next to it. I think some people have designs for that. You could do it. It is plausible. Some would say even possible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You thought you were going to go a whole stream without me counting something aloud. You were wrong! It's impossible for that to happen. And then let's go ahead and mark out where we're going to have the flower farm. I'm realizing that there's an asymmetry. Yeah, so we have these two farms. Oh no, that doesn't matter, right? No, okay, that bee farm needs to be pushed back a block. It's in the wrong chunk. I think it's gonna be in this chunk right here. Any bee costume? I do. Was there a wardrobe change? Oh, whoops! I rejected a wrong redemption. I didn't see what that was. It was taking a long time to load. Rejected one of them. I'll change my skin for free though. I think we have the honey piggo. Yeah, this guy right here. Boop. Bee man. Lovely. Yeah, there was a redemption. I think it might have been a name and item, but it's gone now. Yeah, so it's going to be wool farm, bee farm, and then on this side, it is cactus farm and flower farm is going to be going right here. Bees! Is the iron farm working? Yeah, they've all been working for quite a while now. It just took some effort to get it going. That is 7. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Yeah. Should be 3 blocks right there. Perfect. So yeah, this should be enough room for the flower farms. We're gonna stack these things up so that we have like 6 of them, all on top of each other. This is in the wrong place. I think, is yellow the outer marker on this one anyway? Oh no, orange is. Oh, interesting. Oh, someone renamed the Enderman. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally rejected that. So if you want to go ahead and redo it, or just tell me what it was, and then I can name it. Free of points. Free of charge. What does the gold farm storage system look like? I made a couple of videos, a couple episodes on that already. It's a lot. It's a little bit overcomplicated. It's a lot overcomplicated. I should probably make some tutorials on just different kinds of storage systems. Make one for like hostile mob farms, make one for like gold farms, make one for raid farms. Because that's something I never include in my videos. Because storage is always like super up to you guys. It's super subjective. Everyone does storage different, right? That's why I've never really shown how to do it besides like some basic collection. This is on, right? It hasn't... Wait, did these not put items into the first available slot? Hold up. Yeah, this is working. Let's go up there and see what that does. I thought I put it in the first available slot. Is it gonna stack with this stack of 10 right here? Should be coming up. Did the bamboo not come up? Did I break this somehow? Oh, it's not coming up. Where's all the bamboo going then? Let's put a crafting table in there. Where's it all going? Yeah, it's harvesting. It's just not going up. Oh my god, it's getting stuck right here somehow. Oh, I broke a water source. Oh, that makes sense. I broke a water source accidentally. I placed an observer in there. Okay, so this thing's been wasting bamboo this whole time. Okay. Well, I'm glad I noticed. Jeez. Yeah, that would do it. Okay. We could have been missing out on so much bamboo this entire season. Yeah, because like there was the ray tracing bug where it wasn't rendering blocks, so I was just like glitched into a bunch of blocks. That's why that was happening. Okay, there we go. They fixed that. I want to see how much this produces as well. Let's move all that down. Okay, and then... Did we mark out the 2 farms? We did. I think we need to go start mocking up what designs we're going to use for the bee farm and the flower farm. Or flower farm and bee farm. And then that's going to be a pretty good amount of the outer edges of the base filled in, actually. That's looking pretty good. So we're going to be missing 2 farms. We need to fill in 2 more on these outer edges. We need to fill in 1 right here, and then 1 right here. And we have a few more things that we need to build. So, melon and pumpkin is one of them. We also need to do a kelp farm, Not sure where that's going to go or what design we're going to use for that. Because the most up-to-date kelp farm that I have is like the flying machine one, but that's too big. So we're going to have to figure out a design for that. Could maybe do a zero-tech one if they're reliable enough. So melon and pumpkin, kelp. That might be the thing here and there. We could use one of the orange ones for the melon and pumpkins. Let's go mark that out. Let's grab some signs as well. I'm going to forget this. Hello, Drop. Welcome in. Will any of the farms be duplicates? Second bamboo farm might be helpful. Not in the current plans, besides maybe a couple of moss farms. Because I think we're going to need a bunch of... I just make a bunch of sticks, I think I did. Because we're going to need multiple different sources of bone meal throughout the area. So having a couple of different moss farms might be helpful. Okay, what was this going to be? Stacked flower farms. I think we need 6 of those. So 6 farms stacked up on top of each other. Let's see, honey / comb farm. Because we could produce honeycomb. And then the next one is going to be melon and pumpkin for right here. That should be right. I've decided to kind of make all these 12 by 12. It's not strictly necessary, but I don't know. I feel like that would give us the best option. This one is not 12 by 12 though. Neither are the iron farms. So maybe it doesn't really matter too much. But all the current markers that we have, the bamboo, the sugarcane, the cactus, and these other 3 markers that we have, these are all 12 by 12. Let's make this one kelp because it's green. Yeah, this is like the green side of the base, so that'll work out. Somewhat color-coded. And then this one will be melon and pumpkin, right? Need a beetroot farm. Get out of my chat. Red is for beets, not melons. Well, you see, this isn't for red. It's for orange. Aha! It's pumpkin farm. Melon / pumpkin farm. Oops. And then that should be all of the corners figured out. Yeah, very symmetrical in all the corners now. Boom, boom. 2 on that side, 2 on that side, 2 on that side. Looking good. So now we have this big middle empty area that we can fill in. And there's actually like room for a tree farm in there. That was kind of always the plan, but I just got sent an interesting design that uses the bug where the sapling is always a sapling. Like you can grow infinite trees from one sapling, so it's playerless. And we could even set up a ghast to automatically break those blocks. And yeah, we were going to add crop farms above the iron farms if we get a chance. It was going to be like potato, carrot, and then maybe wheat. Something like that. We could have a beetroot one just to throw all the beetroots straight into fire. That would also be acceptable. That is also perfectly reasonable. So we need to fill in like a farm right there next to all of the iron farms. I don't know what that should be. What should go there? That seems important. I don't know what should go there. Beetroot, get out of the chat. No beetroot farms. No beetroots in the whole base. Banned. Banned from the chat. Banned from the server. Banned from the universe. Moss farms. Dirt farms. Right, so where's the moss actually going to be sending bone meal to? I think we were going to send those to the tree farms. So we were going to have like big... The original plan was to have like a playerless azalea tree farm there. It would send the wood off to one cube maker, the dirt off to another cube maker, and then the clay off to another one. I don't know if that's really going to fit in the base, though. It would have to be mostly underground. I do sell dirt. Well, I do, but not many people buy it. I also have plenty of stock, so I don't need to worry about restocking the shop. But yeah, I think the main symmetry issue that we have right now is like, what do we put next to the iron farms? Let's head off to the actual... Let's have a little encore to the stream and see what good farm should go there. Mud farm. We do actually need to do a mud farm. That's a true thing. True story. No cap. This is evolved. Yeah, see, we have a moss farm right there. We didn't actually have a plan for this area or this one in this area. Ooh, Nelium farm. That's an interesting choice. I think those still produce bone meal, right? They were good bone meal farms. To have a Blackstone farm? That's just a piglin trading farm. You gotta go trade to piglin if you want to farm that. Let's take a look at our farm list. Eat your shorts! Ship them to me. You won't. Let's see. Yeah, so a lot of these things are going to be going underground. Resin farm is way too loud. I do not want that in the base. Yeah, a bunch of these smaller things. These are all going to be going underground. Flower farms, we're going to have a bunch of those. Sugarcane, melon, and pumpkin. It's really going to be down to moss, isn't it? Geode farm, get out of my chat. Whose idea was that? Yeah, so a bunch of the smaller farms, we can just like chuck those into a small underground area. No big deal. We could do like 4 micro moss farms on the edges of the base just for a permanent supply of bone meal. But then like we're going to need some pretty big uses for that bone meal as well. Well, actually the flower farm is going to be consuming quite a bit of bone meal. That might require a couple moss farms to supply it. So we could do that as like kind of a small building in the back by the iron farms. Yeah, we could farm both the pale and the green mosses. I think I have that on the board here. Oh, there's also the shulker farms. I should shoot Groove a DM about getting some shulkers. So that would be an easy thing. Do I have a tutorial on every one of these farms? I mean, basically, maybe not a dedicated video, but they're part of a larger video usually. Because I've done a few videos where it's like every farm in the 1.17 or 18 or 19 update. So it's like 8 farms in that video. So like, you know, all the hanging roots and the drip leaves and the lichens, those are all in one video. Oh, pickle farm. That wouldn't really go on the surface though. That's definitely going to consume a lot of bone meal. Let's make a list of things that are going to consume bone meal. So pickles, the 2 tall flowers, and then maybe a cocoa bean farm. That's kind of a manual deal. I don't really want to... Well, it's manual either way. There's no way to automate that. Those are going to be self-sufficient. And then you're also going to need... We're going to want a manual sugarcane, manual kelp. Sure, why not? And then manual bamboo. Not manual, but bone mealable. Also, all of these little things down here also use bone meal. The flower farm is also going to use bone meal. And then we're going to have a tree farm in the base. Now, I think we're going to have a gas blaster inside the base. So I'm going to have to update my texture pack to make gas completely silent. Because I do not want to be dealing with all over the base. Bunch of explosions and gas screams and nonsense. There's a pickle farm. Will there be a pineapple pizza farm? Those are completely separate in all regards. I don't know how you like bridged the gap mentally between those two things, but like, no, there will not be. Passive animal farm. We can't do that in the base anymore. Okay, so these are all the main things that are going to be bone mealing, and then we're also gonna have like pale hanging moss. Is that a thing that you can bone meal? I forgot that was even a block in the game. I guess you can bone meal it. Okay. I guess we'll farm it. Hanging moss, drip leaf, lichen, seagrass. There's a seagrass farm in the base. Fine. Actually, that's a good point. Coral. We didn't put a coral farm in the base. That's something that we can do, though. I'm pretty sure that bug is still in the game. Can definitely get a coral farm in there. And we would, by chance, happen to get seagrass from that. Yeah, coral fans. And then, what else is there? It consumes bone meal. I think that's pretty much it. Besides, like, I mean, we could do a Nelium farm, but I don't think those produce bone meal anymore. We should go to the test world and see if those are still a bone meal farm. Because I know at one point they were producing like 150,000 items an hour. It was like absurd in every way. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous! Okay, so this is... Hold up. I need another chest over here. Uses bone meal. Those are all the main things. These are all the secondary things. Do we have a produces bone meal section? Well, I guess we're just going to be running the overflow from everything into produces bone meal. So extra flowers that we don't need, those will be producing bone meal. Extra cactus that we don't need, extra bamboo, extra sugarcane, extra kelp, extra moss. Because we're not actually going to be storing any of the moss items. We're purely going to be composting all of those. Those are just for bone meal. Those are just portable bone meal farms. Extra pickles. Well, isn't that, yeah, I mean, if we have extra pickles, we should just be turning off the farm. Okay. So we're pretty much good here. This is the full list of like every farm in the game. And we already picked all those clean. And then this is also the list. And this is what we're going to be building. And things with a lamp is things that we've already determined that we can fit into the base. Okay. Passive animal farm is out of the question now, though. Bamboo cannot be put... What? You gotta be bamboozling me. You're not bamboozling me? What's the point of this game? Uninstall Minecraft. Uninstall. Bad game. 0 stars. Let's see. Well, I guess we'll just throw it in a fire. Or we'll turn off the farm once we have enough of it. I was going to have Cactus Farm over here, but that's not true anymore. This was also going to be the wolf farm. Well, we're breaking the... We've rotated everything 90 degrees and flip-flopped it around, haven't we? Okay, let's go to the test world. We need to figure out if those Nelium farms still produce things. Can bowls be composted? They're wooden. I've definitely seen my fair share of wooden bowls disintegrate because people are dumb and leave them outside or leave them in the sink and they get moldy. Wooden utensils and eating plates and bowls and things are so... No, they're bad. They're so bad. Especially if you live in the tropics and that's where everyone has them. It's like, bro, these mold so easily. What are you doing? And if they don't mold, then they're treated, and that defeats the entire purpose of you trying to be, like, clean eco. Because they're, like, you know, just use, like, ceramic. Ceramic's inert. Or use, like, stainless steel. I mean, like, come on. Where is... That's a whole nother side rant, sorry. Where is all this at? Okay, yeah, so these were 33,000 items an hour before, and now they're 9,000 items an hour? Yeah, that's a big nerf, ain't it? Yeah, 101,000 items an hour down to 54,000. Post 1.18 nerf. 11,000 fungus down to 7,800. These things were so good. Okay, let's break these out. We're gonna put a stack of bone meal in the system, and then compost absolutely everything that we get out of here, and see if this still produces bone meal. Wow. Yeah, these things were a little bit ridiculous when they did work. They were absurd. 100,000 items from this tiny little farm. This is what we used for bone meal before we had moss. Or mob farms. Right, well, we don't need that anymore. Okay, and then is oh yeah, what's the bone meal supply look like? Oh, completely full. Well, not actually. Let's put 2 stacks of bone meal in there. That'll be a better test. And then on switch. I'm still not sure why you get the occasional blue mushroom from the Nelium, from the red Nelium. Because you don't get red from these ones. Oh, no, you do. Okay, well, I guess that's just how they want it to be then. Never mind. I retract my statements. Yeah, you can see how many items this produces. It's just wild. Because reasons. No captions? I don't think that's really a thing you can do on YouTube streams, is it? Oh, no. You can do that, but you have to have really high stream delay is why. So I can be dumb sometimes. So can you, Salt. Love you long time. Is that out of bone meal? Wow, that went through 2 stacks really quickly. Jeez. Oh yeah, see, it takes a lot of hoppers to move all that. That's all we got? Oh man. Oh, never mind. There's all this too. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. I was like, bro, we are so done. We are so cooked. Okay, let's see how many items this composts into. We're just going to stand here for 10 minutes and wait for all this to compost real quick. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Let's see. I am lying to you. I do have a trick to make this go faster. It's called hacking. There we go. Now we're cooking. I want to see if this gives us a return on bone meal. It kind of doesn't seem like it is. What I think of new spawn egg textures? Oh, they're great. I love them. The old ones were so confusing. This is definitely not giving us a return on investment. This is a bad ROI. Do not recommend. Sell off your shares immediately. Stacking 22. It's not like that horrible, but we lost, you know, 25-30%. Okay then. Well, it does not return your investment on bone meal. So this is no longer a bone meal farm. That is unfortunate. This thing used to be incredible. Yeah, so before, when it produced twice as many items, you could see how you would get, like, you know, almost 4 stacks of bone meal out of 2. So it was really good. One in 42. 264 and 42. Wasn't it 1 in 42 or something? 1 in 22? Oh, yeah, 1 in 22. That's right. This is so sad. Okay, well, that's horrible. Cool, so now we need to figure out our moss farms, and we have those around here. So we're not going to be building this mega moss farm. This produces like, what, 60,000 items an hour? It's kind of a lot. It's also kind of a lot. But we do have the micro moss farm. I think it's over here. Yeah, this little guy. This cute little dude right here. Now, I kind of want to design this so that it is stackable, so we can put like a bunch of these on top of each other. But that's a very different design than what we have. Now, people always say that you get like cobblestone in this, but I think that's mostly just due to lag being a problem. Because it shouldn't be possible. Because the stone gets moved over, and then the water should always flow faster than lava, but you know, sometimes game be a little bit dummy. How do you turn this on? There we go. Is that... yeah. This should still work fine. Or not, this one's broken. It's bone mealing at the wrong time. Where's the bone meal dispenser? Is it this one? Yeah, so the water is dispensing in the wrong time. So now the water should be out. Okay. And now it should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Probably wouldn't have been a good idea to include a reset circuit for this. Yeah, that works. Snappy, welcome in. Yeah, it's the thing about like tutorials, you know, they get like so many views sometimes that even if like 1% of people have a problem due to whatever reason, user error or bad tutorial or chunk borders or lag, then like it ends up being quite a few comments. Because you're more likely to leave a comment if it doesn't work or if you have issues than if it does work, right? That's why if it works, you gotta leave a comment. That way other people know that it works. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We should have tested how much bone meal we put in this thing. Let's see. This is completely full of bone meal right now. Not convenient. I don't have a structure void. Get out of here. Yeah, so let's put a couple stacks of bone meal in here. We're gonna have to wait for this to harvest, though. And I guess we will. I don't know why there's nine stacks of bone meal right there. Seems kind of random. Past me was crazy. I do not condone his actions. Okay, wait for all of that to harvest. We could speed this up if we had 2 stone gens, but that would be crazy. Does it always leave the water out? I guess it might. It's been a long time since I messed with this thing. So we're gonna put, let's do 2 stacks of bone meal again. We will dump out all of this, and we'll see what our bone meal return looks like. Because it should produce bone meal. Pretty sure I advertised it as a bone meal farm. Probably. Someone always has a problem. Always. No matter what it is. It could be like... it could be this right here. And they would still have a problem. It's just, you know, the way things go. Is it like this and that? Yeah, it could be this right here and someone would still have a problem. Just because... I don't know. Maybe I'm not that good at tutorials. Okay, we need to also get a composter ready for this. And let's get a hopper. And a chest. Full materials list. Hey, look at that. I did full materials list. What is that? That's all the stuff from my inventory. That's not how you build a composter. Okay, so we have 2 stacks of bone meal in there. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and run this real quick. And it should produce more. Yeah, like 13 allays in one mansion. That seems like a lot of allays. I think it's pretty normal to have like 5 or 7 though. Did you have 2 prisons? Because I think they always have 1 prison. It's incredible people don't know some basic mechanics. I mean, you can't expect people to know stuff. That's why the tutorials always have... This has loss? That shouldn't be possible. That's why the tutorials always go over, like, all the mechanics that you should know. To an extent, because I can't cover everything. But, yeah, I don't expect most people to really know anything coming into it, right? You're using it, you have return on investment? That's good. Technically, this could be a little bit larger. I'll show you guys, like, the actual moss spreading area in a moment. But, oh, I turned off my hacks. We can make this a little bit faster. I don't know how much bone meal it's using. It uses 1 bone meal, like, every 4 activations, right? Does my hotkey still work for this? It does! Oh, that's so convenient. Very, very slow. Very, very fast. Very, very slow. Very, very fast. That's great. I've been using this, like, speed hack for years, and I never realized that you could set up a hotkey to, like, turn on and off. It's kind of slow. Yeah, it might not be the fastest bone meal farm. But it's not really meant to be. Wow, it's used so little bone meal. Okay, we're gonna crank this thing up. 20 times speed. Go faster. Go faster, little guy. You can do it. I think I need to turn down my render distance. That's the thing about the speed hacks. It runs as fast as it can, but if your render distance is really high, then it's hard to run the game faster. This looks so stupid. I love it. I am speed. I am a moss. Don't send this video to Moss Logic. He will be so concerned. Yeah, so we should see all that despawn in, like, well, it's 20 times speed, so whatever 5 minutes divided by 20 is. I don't know. Not very, very long. Also, that squid is tripping over there. What is the speed? 20 times. Yeah, see, there it goes. Hey, okay, it ran out. Does it back up? Just the tiniest bit backed up. Where's it even backed up at? How are you getting items in the chest? There's nothing in the hoppers. It's pulling from somewhere. Hold up. Where's it pulling items from? Where are you getting items from? All of you are empty. I've checked you all like 5 times. Where are you getting items from? That's weird. Right then, so we need to dump all this out. I think this is raid farm materials in my inventory. And then we're gonna make this little composter go ultra fast as well. That way we don't have to wait here forever. But yeah, definitely not the fastest little moss farm, is it? Doesn't use a ton of bone meal, though. Right, so if we compost all that, we should see... Should we use 2 composters? We could use 2 composters. We can double our speed. This is looking pretty good, actually. Oh, we should be plenty good on investment. Am I watching BA? No, I don't really watch any sports. Never really been a sports kind of person. I don't know, I just never really got into it. Yeah, okay, we've already gotten investment from it. How come that hasn't gone down? Do these exist? Oh, now they go down. What? Confusion. Okay, so 3 stacks and 52. Right, so not that much return, but almost double. Almost double. There's 1 more bone meal on these composters. That's why I like to use just a single composter. Because, like, then you don't end up, like, extra layers. Because that one's got, like, maybe 2 layers in it. This one's 1 layer away from being done. So we're going to add 1 to the composter. So that's 3 stacks and 53. So this is bone meal positive. We like that. Two stacks goes to 3 stacks and... What was it? I forget. 3 stacks and 53. So almost double the rates. That's not so bad, actually. For being such a small area. So this is 5 by 5. I'm pretty sure the spread area is like maybe 7 by 7. Is it 7 by 7? It is 7 by 7. Yeah, so we could have made that a little bit larger. We might actually make that larger in the world. So the neat thing about this is that you can spread it downwards like this. You're always going to be missing the middle block. But you can see like this entire area besides the very far corners can get spreaded. You can't have anything on top of the moss block though. It's kind of annoying. So out of that 7 by 7 area, you're always going to miss 5 blocks. And then like those ones aren't getting spread in. There we go. Yeah, you're always going to miss 5 blocks out of it, which isn't too bad. You can also do it from below as well. Get rid of those. So you can spread it upwards, but you need these slabs in place due to a bug. You can't have any empty air gaps. So you got to have these slabs. You got to have some blocks here, slabs. Rails also count, and then it can spread upwards. And it's the same 5 blocks that are missing because it can't spread moss directly above it. So even if we do it like this, you know, a bunch of times, then it's still not going to fill in that middle block. Kind of annoying. But if you did like 2, it would do it. But that's not bone meal efficient, so you shouldn't do that. Not bone meal efficient. Is there any way to load chunks on Bedrock Edition? A chunk loader? No. You gotta have the player. Unless you have access to commands, in which case you can do a ticking area. But that's not gonna work for like an iron farm or anything. Yeah, so if you want to really take advantage of that 7 by 7 area, you need quite a bit of stuff here. I don't know why I have 2 obsidian blocks in there. What's up with that? This is an earlier prototype. It's also trying to use lava ticking. I don't really know how lava ticking works to this day. Oh, we also have the flower farms too. I don't know if these are bone meal positive. Is this a flower? Is this the whole farm right here? Pretty sure this is just the Nelium farm, isn't it? 25,000 items an hour. 13,000 flowers an hour. That sounds pretty good. That big farm fit in 12 by 12? Oh, the big one? No, definitely not. No, the middle of it's 9 by 9, and then the stone gens are huge. They're like 5 blocks. I mean, we could put the stone gens underground, because technically you could have these like underground right here. Boop, and then just push up the blocks and then push them over again. If you really wanted to, hold up. Hold up. What's this? 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be 11 by 11. But then item collection for this is a super pain in the butt. So we have 4 times speed item collection on this. Let's take a look at this thing. I think this one over here is that's the tutorial, but this is the real one. This farm is crazy. I love this thing. The only real way to see in there is with a structure block. Yeah, so harvest 100% of the moss, then bone meals, and then, like, it's great. And you can see we have a ton of these hopper minecarts going out over here. These things are just constantly going out. They're getting drained super quickly by hopper minecarts underneath them. These are getting immediately composted. This thing is incredible. I don't know the return on this, but, you know, it's significantly larger than the small one. It's also significantly faster. Double speed stone generation. But yeah, I mean, look how many items are in there. Like, if you want a bone meal farm that isn't fish, this is probably your best option. A farm like this. It's pretty good. Fair enough. The only thing I don't like about this one is this stupid little circuit right here, because I needed a way to keep these minecarts going back out for a while, and this little pulse extender was the best I could do. Right. We do have the flower farms. Right, so we need to figure out how to stack up the flower farms. Because right now we have this design right here. What does this do? That's killing items. That's also killing items. Is this actually a farm? Does it have an on switch? Yes. I mean, obviously this works pretty well. And then I think this is basically the same deal, but fully realized. No, this one's just for Nelium. I think this is a single slice of the Nelium farm. So where's the actual flower farm that I built? This looks like the actual design for it, but I think this is the same thing as the Nelium. Although for flowers, like the grass, it does actually die if it's underwater, so you can have this grass up top to spread down. Each one of these will spread down an amount. Does this work? Oh yeah, so this is a biome-based flower farm. You would put this in like a flower forest. Which we happen to be inside of. Okay. Well, there you go. Convenience. Look at that. And then, oh yeah, at some point, this should be trying to flood the water. Does it do that? It's been so long since I messed with this. It looks like it's counting. Yeah, it's counting. Hold up. Let's move this along a little bit. This is collecting a lot of items. Is that gonna flood? Yeah, there it goes. Okay, it does the thing. Wow, that's a ton of items. I guess it's not that many. It just looks like more than it is. Cool. So, I mean, that would work fine. But yeah, see, some of the grass dies, and then things can't be bone mealed on top of that dirt. Doesn't really regrow that fast either. Thank you for the follow, Daniel. Welcome in. What should you do with the cod from your guardian farm? I would smelt it down, and then that's a great source of not only food, but also experience. Because it gives you a ton of experience. Let's get a button right here. So this one is biome based because like you're bone mealing just the grass, and you know you only get certain flowers in certain biomes. So the one that I was looking for is, I guess, this one. Is this the only one I have? No, this one exists too. This is a lot more pistons though. But technically this would work. I never fully realized this into a farm. It's not quite fully efficient, is it? Because we're missing 3 pistons right there. Oh, we have 100% drops from TNT. Yeah, no, we've had that for months. Months and months and months. Like, I think 8 months. TNT is just not that great to use. What is this monstrosity? I guess that's a smaller version of this. So, I guess this is my only real one that has the direct flower bone mealing. I thought I made a tutorial on one of these. Is it not, like, around here somewhere? What is this? No, this is just a basic biome bone mealer. This is the same Nelium one. What is this? Oh, this is the redstone that I figured out for it all. Oh, geez. Does that actually do things? I guess that's the clock for pulsing it. And then that floods it. Okay. I don't know how any of this works. I'm so confused. Going back to redstone that you haven't looked at for like 4 years is quite something. I swear I had another flower farm over here. I guess we'll have to design one. We need a piston farm. There are actually piston farms in Minecraft. So, not just with autocrafters either. You could, there was a bug where, like, if you had a wither break an extended piston, it would drop a piston, but the piston would still be there, so you can make a piston farm. Used to command block regularly, and that was horrible going back to old projects. Oh, I imagine, geez. Especially with command blocks, you gotta open every single one of them. I think we have to do a mix between this one and this one. How big is this? 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 11. It's a 10 by 11. Fair enough. So it would fit inside the area that we need. You would want it to be about this size. And then, oh my god, wow, that's quite a few. We should put a stack of bone meal in this and then see if it makes a profit. I'm so curious if it does. Just out of pure curiosity. Do we have bone meal in here? Not really. That's not the on switch. That's the kill switch. I guess there was like a couple flowers out there, but that's fine. This uses a lot of bone meal. Pretty fast, though. Yeah, so we'd have to set up 7 of these. That's why I think we need to come up with a new design. Wow, this is a ton of flowers. From 1 stack of bone meal? Wow, that's quite good, actually. I'll take that. Take that trade. And then let's speed it up. How many flowers does 1 piece of bone meal get on average? I mean, I guess 12. Because we just turned 1 stack of bone meal into 12 stacks of flowers. What mod am I using to speed it up? I'm using Cheat Engine. Don't tell anybody, though. It's bone meal positive. That's crazy. This is crazy. And that's a ban in the chat. People are weird. Don't be weird. Thank you. Consider yourself a weird person. Let's see. So that's, wow, that's crazy. Okay, so we could have this we could have this self-sufficient itself. I mean, it is technically bone meal positive. That's, you know, 1/6. What is that? 15%? Almost 20%? 17%? Somewhere in there. That's crazy. I mean, if you wanted a bone meal farm, this would not be the one that you build, but yeah, you could. It would be the most cutesy bone meal flower farm ever. Bone meal farm. 1 stack, 2, 1 stack, and 12. Cool. Of course it's not as efficient, but it's cute. If you were running like a flowery, girly pop kind of let's play, this is what you could do for a bone meal farm. That's a real sentence that I just said. Okay. I mean, there's not much that we would really need to redesign here, is there? To make this like a... Hold up, let's run this farm real quick, but we're gonna run it at like 0.1% speed. Which is also a thing that you can do. You can't just speed up the game. You can also slow it down. Oh, I'm so slow. The frame rate is also really horrible when you do this now. It didn't used to be really horrible. But it is now. So we just won't move around. That's actually too fast. 0.1% speed. Lovely frame rate. Yeah, so I want to see like, okay, so it bone meals and then it all moves and then it bone meals. But see, those pistons are down when it bone meals sometimes. See, it just bone mealed there. So we're missing 6 spots. So we need to alternate when we're bone mealing. What's my take on the Snow White movie? Haven't watched it. No take. No opinion whatsoever. Interesting. Lag farm incoming. Yeah, so we could make this a little bit more efficient. Because every other time that it bone meals, we're missing a few flowers. So it probably could be more than a stack and 12. If we really wanted to. I'm not sure how you would do that, though. Also, for our item collection, we have these guys. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which way it goes. As long as it's not powering that. And then that should push all the items around. Yeah, so we would harvest that like once a minute. And then have some hopper mine carts or something. We could even just push the items down like this. Kind of like how we did on the Nelium farm. Although I think we're going to have a little bit of, yeah, items getting stuck right there. That doesn't update the flow either, does it? Because it was flowing around here earlier. Oh, yeah, and then the grass dies too, so we're going to have to get some grass in here. Ah, come on now. I guess hopper minecarts would be the solution there, unless we add another water source. Like, maybe... Maybe we push this one in. Wonder how that would work. Oh, just barely. Now we gotta push in this one. There we go. Yeah, so we need a grass layer right here. And then this would have to be checkerboarded as well. So you need a little gap between your farms, but not too big of a deal. You need a little gap anyway. Hey, you take speed warp on Bedrock? You gotta use an external app called Cheat Engine. It's only on PC, and it's definitely an actual, like, hacking tool. But I don't really know how to use it. It just has a button that says speed hack on it. And I find that to be incredibly useful for testing farms. Like, I do not know how to use it so well that I've been using it for like 4 years, and I just figured out that there's hotkeys for like speeding up the game or slowing it down. Okay, let's actually change our speed real quick. We should see that grass regrow down there. Well, are you gonna regrow? Regrow. Yeah, that's true. You could just run a hopper minecart. That's a perfectly valid option as well. I think it produces a lot of items though. 12 stacks per stack of bone meal, and it absolutely blitzes through the bone meal. So hopper minecart might not be fast enough unless we used another hopper minecart to unload it. So there is that. That's a perfectly valid point that you have there though. So we need to figure out a way to bone meal, because basically it's just bone mealing this little flower down here. We can swap that out for any flower that we want. We need the checkerboard pattern, that way the grass can grow down through this hole, because if it's a solid platform, it won't grow down. Yeah, we just need a little bit of delay on these guys. So, what's a good way to doing that? What's a good way to doing that? Let's get a repeater. Let's get an observer as well. That might also just be the simple solution. Oh, you know what? This is being powered from both sides. Maybe we just, like, cut off one of the sides of it. Is that acceptable? Can we just do that? Let's see. This puts down to 0.1 speed again. Oh, it's so slow. That was my bad. Yeah, see, the pistons are still down when it's bone mealing. Which I guess makes sense. We need it to alternate. We need that to alternate. Turtle speed. Turtle power. I do love the Ninja Turtles. How do you get said flower easily? That's the neat part. You don't. You build this for the one flower that you want, and then you never swap it out. Or you just go down here, break this a block, and then swap it. That's really the only solution to that. Let's get ourselves like a redstone torch. No, because we need to power both of those. So it'd have to be an observer. No redstone dust right there. We can make those be on separate circuits. That's powered by its own thing now. And now that's powering both of those. Let's just do like this. Let's do this in the worst way possible. Just like that. Oh, that's powering both the pistons as well. Inconvenient. So how do you power that? Without powering both of those. You can't power the bottom one. I mean, I guess you could. Great, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. We ran out of bone meal. Not convenient. Okay, so that bone mealed while the pistons were down. Or up. Okay, so that technically fixed it. Yeah, see, the pistons are mostly up when it's bone milling now. Except for those middle two, and I don't think there's really much we can do about that. Interesting. So somehow it's bone mealing while those two pistons right here, this left and this right piston, are up while it's bone mealing. Every other time. You see that? And then it's also like it's not quite alternating, right? You see, it just crushes the bone meal. Yeah, I think we need to alternate it somehow. So kill these items. You got 69,000 channel points. That's too many. Very nice. Congrats, I guess. Bone meal from the bottom of the farm on the separate circuit. I mean, you could. So if you put the bone meal dispenser like right here, that could do it. You would lose a block, but I think that might be a small sacrifice to make for salvation. Yeah, because that would be the only way to stop these. Also, I'm curious. Oh, whoops. Didn't really mean to do that. Curious if you can have that grow upwards on top. Oh, you can! Huh. Well, I guess we would make back our block if we put a piston right there. Yeah, it's not very efficient. Also, having the flower downwards a block massively increases how many flowers it spreads for some reason. So, I mean, we could do something like that. I'll have to come back to this at some other point and see what I can figure out. Spend a couple hours on this. Because I want to make this a very simple, stackable design that we can easily toss together on the server. Because we need to build 7 of these in a big old stack, you know? So that's kind of where we're at with that. But we will come back to this, and it will be glorious. Yeah, so we need to power both of these dispensers, right? Or at least this bottom one. And the only way to power that bottom one is to power the top one. And you can't power the top one without powering the pistons, so that's just kind of how that goes. Okay then. Well, that's about going to do it for today's live stream, everyone. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then of course drop a follow or subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss future live streams. I should be streaming again on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern, late UK and early Australian time. And we stream every Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for the most part, mostly, some of the time. We're going to end by rating Joe Hills, streaming from the Hermitcraft server. You guys know the deal. Drop a follow on his channel. Tell him where he came from, and I'll see you guys over there and in the next one. And then I'll drop a link to you guys and the YouTube and the TikTok chat. And thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Hopefully you've had a good time. Chilling and doing some building. Doing some designing and some tinkering as well. It's been kind of a longer stream. Oh yeah, 2 hours, 50 minutes. That's a while.